Hello, hello. Looks like I am live. I hope hey, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope that if you haven't had a chance already, I just encourage you to go back. We're on video 8 today. We're talking about step 8, which is all about success systems. And go back and look at the previous 7 other videos, and we're gonna have one more after this, 9 videos total. And because self care is a system, cannot emphasize this enough. If you have self care as a to do, as an action that you have to take, um, it's just not going to work over time because you have enough to do. It's like we're all so swamped and so busy that we don't need more of it to do. We need self care to just be a systematic habit, a routine, just part of our life, so that our life generates self care for us. And self care isn't something that we bring to our life. Our self care is part of our life, and so that we can continue to grow and then continue to move forward. Well, tomorrow, we're going to really talk about how you can create continuous growth, how you can use all these steps and just keep going. Because obviously, the self care that works today may not work in the future. We know this because whatever self care practice you had 6, 8, 10, 12, 2 years, months or 2 years ago, those self care practices aren't sufficient right now. We're under so much more stress. We need to elevate our self care. We need to have breakthroughs in our self care so that we can better deal with all the stress, the frustration, the angst, the worry, the concern, all the stuff that we're dealing with. You can look at, say, the mass burnout that so many people are having, the mass resignation, the realignment, whatever you want to call this transition. Part of the reason, not the entire reason, but part of the reason is that people are burnt out and they're not managing their self care. They don't think it's possible. So that's what all this is about. So today we're going to talk about. I forgot to have my banner here. I forgot to introduce myself. Hey, I'm Joey Chandler. I'm a self-care and performance coach. And this summer I had a huge breakthrough in limiting beliefs in self-care, and I was able to lose 30 pounds in 70 days. I've been able to actually implement a self-care routine that is far better than I ever had. And honestly, I struggle with weight and fitness for, I don't know, 20 years. And this year, because of a shift in mindset, because of the system that I'm laying out here, which is now the SelfCare Breakthrough system. Because of those things, I was able to lose these 30 pounds, put into practice, and have the energy and do the things that I want to do. Life is not perfect. I'm continuing to grow, but this system really has made a difference for me, and that's why I'm sharing it with you. And today we're on, like I said, step 8, success system. So I want to share my screen with you real quick. We are going to, hold on one second. Let me hop over here. Okay, so this is the SelfCare Breakthrough system. We are doing success systems, but I wanted to just go back and just give a little context for what dealing with, and just a little bit of like what happened here. So this is who I was on June 8th. This is what I look like on September 28th. That's the weight loss that happened between August 26th and June 12th of 70 days. I went from over 220 down to 190. And I lost at age 50, I lost all that weight. I used the exact same eating plans that I already had. I didn't have to go buy anything new or complicated. And I was able to do the workouts within all of the time and the energy that I had. It wasn't like I all of a sudden, my life changed and I was able to free up a ton of time. It was no different than life was in May. I had this breakthrough in limiting beliefs. I was able to go forward, which led me to the self-care breakthrough system. And the first thing that we have is that we always want to, you have to start with shifting your mindset. You have to start to see new things as possible. And the way that you do this, and again, we've covered this before, so it's going to be a little bit redundant if you watch this. First off, you look at what self-care means to you and really get clear, because it means different things to different people. You want to process for being able to let go of limiting beliefs. Then you need to have specific and meaningful goals that will pull you forward. You just don't want to be healthy. You want to be at, X weight by a certain date. And because that will pull you forward and that will help you build momentum, which is the next stage. And in the momentum stage, what you want to do is really get yourself a nice, reasonable plan. It doesn't have to be anything amazing or profound or brilliant. You can go to any of the workshops or seminars or courses that you've already purchased, grab those plans, find one that works for you, and then you put it to use. You start to take regular action. You do the things that you know to do. And then as you do the things you know to do, at some point you're going to stumble. At some point you're going to need to be able to rest, recover, and restart, and to get going, because that's going to happen. Then and as you do that, as you start over and over again, you start to make things routine, and they start to become part of your everyday life. One of the things that you have to put in to make it part of your everyday life is building boundaries. You want to have boundaries, your personal boundaries, as well as boundaries with other people. And that leads us into where we're at today, which is talking about the systems that you put in life, the habits, routines, and the systems that are aligned with who you are and where you want to go, as opposed to the systems that are aligned with your limiting beliefs. Let me just exit out of this real quick so I can talk to you face to face. So here's the idea. So now for systems that you want to put in your life. And systems can be anything. They can be how you shop, how you, the workouts that you do, the time that you take for meditation. And you're like, well, what's the system that goes with meditation? Well, you just want to think about what is the things that allow you to meditate. One, you need to have a relatively set time. It helps to have a place. It helps for your people around you to know what you're doing so that they're not going to interrupt you. It helps to know which type of meditation that you're going to do. There's lots of different types. What's the one that's going to work, that works best for you? And then to be able to go do it. And then the big system that you need is you need to have a system in place for when you don't do it. So when you don't do the meditation that you know to do, because look, I'm not telling you to do anything new. You know to meditate, or you know to do whatever it is that you know to do. And having a system in place for when you don't do those things is incredibly powerful. This is part of the rest and recover process. And I just want to talk about that system, just as an idea. So a system has a trigger, right? Something that says, oh, this starts the system. It starts the process. So a trigger for knowing if a limiting belief is in place is just to notice that you're not doing what you know to do. And that will trigger your process. Then you have, in this particular process, you have a system for identifying what your limiting belief is. So you look at what is it that's telling you that you can't do what you know to do. And then you have a process for letting that go and recognizing that it's not true and that's real. And I suggest using the Cure song. I use Hey, Hey, We're the Monkeys. And this is in the second video if you want to go back and find that, if you want information on that. But you go and you let go of that. And then a system goes from a trigger to some sort of result. It makes something happen. So then after the trigger, you go do what you know to do. So that's a system in place. And if you have that system in place, it allows you to you can land on the system. You can rely on the system. You're not doing what you know to do. Oh, that's a trigger. What is it that I know to do that I'm not? What's the limiting belief that's getting in my way? What's the song that I'm going to sing to let that go? And then what's the action I'm going to take to move forward? You do that system over and over again, and it will build up your muscles, allow you to keep moving forward. And there's lots of systems. I'll be honest. I'm house sitting right now, and my eating has not been great this week. I've ate a bunch of just nibbling and eating crackers and cookies. And at first, I was really beating myself up, but then I was like, oh, wait a minute. That my system, my shopping system, the way that I was managing my food, which really worked over the past few months, was out of whack. I'm in a different place. So of course I'm going to struggle a little bit more, or I could be prone to, making some meal mistakes. But that's because my system's out of place. So I know that if I put in a system for food, that will help me move forward. So I just want to do that. Just start to think of things as systems that you can put in place so that you can accomplish goals without having to work so hard. So that's the homework for tonight. Go out and think about the systems that you have in life. And this obviously is something that it's an ongoing practice that you do over and over again. Now, come back for tomorrow. We're going to talk about The last stage, looking at the next level, so where you really celebrate your efforts and elevate what's next and evaluate, what worked and what didn't work. We're going to talk about that next. If you are somebody who you want to have a breakthrough in your self-care, please, I'll put a link down below. Give me a call. Let's talk. The idea here is that you can have a breakthrough in your self-care by having a system. I know this isn't sexy. I'm not like the super buff guy and all these kind of things, but this is a system that simply just works. It allows you to move forward. It doesn't matter how much energy, much time, anything that you have, it just works and allows you to just keep moving forward. So if you want that, you want to elevate your own self-care, then please, contact me through the link below, and because I would absolutely love to talk to you. So that's it. You have a wonderful day. Be safe, and I will talk to you later.